Now, wait a minute. I stole a safe and you can't prove it. I stole a safe and you can't prove it.
Gary's infamous safe story, first rendition, roll the tape.
Is when I was living with my sister, and my sister was getting ready to move, and I had to find an apartment. I had no money saved. Well, I had about $50 saved. I didn't have a lot of money. And what happened was, I tell you guys, the guys on this truth, this happened. Okay, I left out of my house, and naturally, I prayed and I asked God to help me get the money to get an apartment. So I went outside, and in the garbage, I noticed that there was a CD player, some CDs, and some. I was picking up, looking through them, see if there was any good. But I found a safe. Now, my family's not here right now, but if they was here, they would tell you about this day, because none of them believed me. I brought the safe into the house, and the safe had little holes on the bottom of them. And when I looked on the bottom of it, I saw something green on it. Okay, then I showed my sister and my sister's boyfriend, and they didn't believe me. I took it to my brother. He sort of believed me a little bit, but not really. But it's when I took it to my father's house, um, my my father's house, and he looked on the bottom of it. We both knew it was money, and he gave me this little mini. I forget the specific name of the hammer. It wasn't necessarily a sledgehammer, but it was a hammer that was very thick. And I kept beating on the safe, and the safe wouldn't open. Make a long story short, um, I kept beating on it, and while it wouldn't open when I had it like this, I turned it upside down, and the door went like this. I started giving God praise because the door opened, and then I went. Because I was in the backyard, I went to the side of the house and I looked inside the safe, and there was about $3,000 in that safe. I went to my father, gave my father some money, and that's how I was able to move out. I literally moved out of that house a couple of days after that.
Gary's infamous safe story, second rendition, roll the tape.
But first, the example of prayer that I think Alex asked me for, an example of a prayer where God answered it, and it couldn't be a coincidence. Okay, I'll answer this like this. I had two occasions. Actually, I have more than that, but I'll give you two occasions in which my prayers was answered. And both of them was impossible situations. My sister was going to be evicted. And as a matter of fact, I have this video on YouTube where I talk about this. But my sister was going to be evicted, and I was living with my sister at the time, and I needed money to move, and I needed money in a very short period of time. I couldn't get no family to give me the money, no friends. I couldn't even get people in the church to help me. Okay, I wasn't working anywhere, and I had to get an apartment. I think I had to get it within 30-something days. It was. I remember specifically leaving outside of my sister's house. I walked around the corner, and I saw a safe on the ground. But it wasn't just a safe; it was garbage. It was like papers, and because I think the garbage truck didn't come past his house during that particular time. But it was a safe, it was papers, a bunch of broken glass, and all these different things there. But it was a whole bunch of garbage. You wouldn't know if you looked at it; it was somebody's garbage. Now I picked it up. I looked on the bottom of it, and I thought it was money. It was like a really small hole. Okay. Now I brought it back. Nobody believed me. My family didn't believe me. Money wasn't. Nobody believed me until I went to my dad's house. Okay, and when I went over to his house, he was the only person who actually paid me any mind, gave me a hammer. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, I beat on that thing, and I beat on it, and I beat on it, and the door wouldn't open. And then when I finally calmed down, I put it upside down, the door just went like this. And when I looked inside of it, it was more than $3,000 in there. That, my friend, it was God. That was answered prayer. That's number one.
I'd say, I just proved it, princess.